There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, but there are some other really promising cryptocurrencies, specifically Nervos Network. We've been talking about Nervos Network and their CK Bytes or the CKB coin for years. I'm excited about it. I'm more bullish on that cryptocurrency than I've ever been before. Specifically, for some reasons I'm going to break down today, but I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm buying the coin. I'm mining the coin, which is one of the coolest things about it. My name is Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, and I think by the end of this video that you're going to either want to get some CKB or a CKB miner. I could be wrong though. Let me know down in the comments along with your favorite video game of all time, or if you don't have one, take a screenshot, put it in the thread on VoskCoin Talk, our forum, and be entered for some free coins. Let me just run the gist bio of this coin real quick, right? So it's about 200 to 250 when ranked against all other cryptocurrencies by market cap. It's a mineable cryptocurrency with their own mining algorithm, basically only notable coin on that mining algorithm. You can stake this coin, but technically it's not staking, it's really an inflation hedge, which I'll explain what that is. But that's cool, and that's something that a lot of other cryptocurrencies don't give you. It's a platform. They are building decentralized applications on top of it. They've been heavily building towards DeFi, decentralized finance. There's a decentralized exchange and more on their blockchain. They have invested millions and millions of dollars into their developer ecosystem. They are focused on building. To be honest, I think that they didn't really pop off all that much in the last cycle because their blockchain just wasn't really all that ready and built out yet. They are rapidly growing. The number of unique addresses, which basically symbolizes growth here on the chain, increased significantly in 2022. We look at this chart and launched at the end of 2019. We were there for that, pretty cool. 2020, pretty slow. 2021 heats up some. And then at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, they have experienced absolutely explosive growth here. I think this is a coin poised to truly rocket in the next bull cycle. And with some of these developments they've made over the last year, from actual applications and smart contracts to developer kits to bridges to help people get onto their chain, it's pretty interesting. And I'm excited. But maybe I'm biased, right? Because I do buy the coin, I do mine the coin. We've interviewed their team here on the channel, and in that interview, they committed to proof of work, and Nervos Network has supported VoskCoin previously. So you can buy coverage, right? But as far as I'm concerned, you can't buy genuine enthusiasm. So that's my quick kind of crash course primer on this. As we dig through it, I'm going to dive into a couple of deeper technicals and some data here that may impress you. It impresses me and gets me excited, right? So we talked about the coin, Nervos Network, the project, whatever, blockchain platform for universal applications, layer 2 solutions for seamless scaling. There's more to it, but it's a heavy coin and it's hard to digest. At the end of the day, for an average user, it's a crypto with a platform, right? Like Ethereum. But it's focused on scalability. They have their whole partner and ecosystem page where you can learn more about kind of things that are built here or they're involved with or they have an integration with, whatever. Specifically here, what's interesting is going to be the Neuron wallet. The Neuron wallet is something that's been being built out for years. It's their main wallet. Their latest version is pretty recent, and that's always good to see. I actually created a tutorial video guide on this. This is really dating me crazy. 3 years ago. And I called it a staking guide. And what they have is called the Nervos DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, whatever. You put your coins in here and you earn coins for being in there. Inflation hedge. Technically not staking or whatever else you want to look at it. The most profitable Nervos Network CKB miner right now, after a 12 cent per kilowatt hour electric bill, pulls in $26, almost $27 of CKB coins per day. I'm excited about it. I have a BM-N3 on the way. It's not nearly as powerful as this beast. It's almost 1/3 as powerful and a similar power consumption. But I'm continually trying to expand out my CKB miners, and if I have a CKB miner and it's not, terribly inefficient, I'm gonna keep running it and keep stacking coins. So as always, that's up to you. You do whatever you want to do. It's one of those coins where you're quick to get a lot of them, which is always cool, fun, and exciting. Right now, their market cap is about $113 million, and they trade for 0.034 cents. They're down significantly from their all-time high, 92%, in March of 2021. They've had a decent rebound in the last month, up 52% just in the last 30 days. Another interesting thing about that market cap is the fact that they've invested millions, and I mean like 50 million plus, into their developer ecosystem. That would be investing half of the market cap. Okay, and it's not really the fair example, right? But just for fun, right? If you compare that to Bitcoin, that would be like Bitcoin investing $200 billion into the Bitcoin ecosystem. I know it's not the same, but just think about it that way. That's crazy. This is a little off topic, but I was just Googling around, digging around, doing a little research, whatever. And I found this old thread, and I was just reading through it. I was like, God, this is the most crypto thing I've ever seen. I was talking about whales being behind CKB and Intuit, and whales follow good coins. I just want to go from a tadpole to be a tiny fish. And I'm like, what are you, like Ponyo, like that Studio Ghibli movie? And then we got Jay Lanky over here like, F that, man. Tadpoles upgraded to frogs. Frogs are way cooler than tiny fish, man. You're going to be a princely frog. And then we got guppy status down here. And I'm just like, my gosh. Welcome to the cryptocurrency sector. I want to run through this article real quick. A couple bits of data in here, but the main article is coming up. So last year, they implemented Force Bridge, and the CKB Lite client has been deployed, which is pretty cool. You can bridge from Ethereum to Nervos or Binance Smart Chain to Nervos and back and forth. Bridge support, easing that friction, lowering that barrier to entry is going to be huge for their potential adoption. You make it accessible, right? And then you need something worth coming for, right? We need to be able to get to the event, and then we need to have an event that we want to go to, right? Change that out for a decentralized application that's worth, your time and effort to get to. Bitmain building out ASIC miner infrastructure, right? These custom computers for Nervos Network is pretty serious, because we look at some of the other major cryptocurrencies that they build out and support with new and advanced miners for years and years and years. Obviously Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, amongst several other cryptocurrencies. And the fact is, once this mining matures and you're not with all these off-brand ASIC miners, and I'm not saying that Bitmain is a shady brand, but they're like the leader in their sector. These advanced ASIC miners, later generations where they become very efficient and leaps ahead of these lower grade competitors, right? They often arrive before serious price appreciation in some of these cryptocurrency tokens historically. It's speculation, but take from it what you will. Nervos CKB's proof of work blockchain, secured by miners, hash rate, here, there, whatever, follows the price sum, yes, but there's new, more powerful Bitmain miners that are coming out right now, like the one I showed you specifically, the K7, which is the most powerful and efficient miner that they have ever seen in their existence. I haven't been able to get any of them in. We have them on order, but we have tested and reviewed and have some of the smaller Gold Shell CKB box miners. We have the box 2. We have some of the bigger CKB miners from Gold Shell. And we have our first IB Link one, I think, unless I'm forgetting one, on the way as well. Nervos has primary issuance. Block rewards have every 4 years. Hard capped at 33.6 billion. Fixed 1.344 billion annual secondary issuance. The latter will be to compensate miners for continuing to store the app state to ensure the security and longevity of the network. That's the elephant in the room with Bitcoin miners, is because basically when there's not really all that much more Bitcoin left to mine, why is anyone going to mine? Just to be a hero? It's not going to be the case. A lot of people are speculating now that they're going to take the hard cap off of Bitcoin, or, really create some kind of secondary issuance here and maybe try to implement some kind of burn mechanic. We'll see, but it is without a doubt the elephant in the room. It could severely degrade Bitcoin's valuation in the future. Already talked about the Nervos DAO. CKB holdings will never be diluted with secondary issuance. It's kind of like staking. Think of it that way. That's a simple way. There's .bit. This puts data on the chain with their cells, and .bit adoption is growing. They have their layer 2 solutions like Godwoken, which we talked about. So .bit, it's kind of like ENS, but cross-chain, multi-chain, whatever. Like, I'm trying to get the domain VoskCoin.bit. See if I can actually secure that. But I've got even more data for you. Nervos Metabolism, looking at their development, metabolism driven by cells, whatever. They activated their hard fork last year, saying goodbye to Lena and welcoming Marana. And you know, I hear that the first thing I think of is Dota 2's Lena. And now they've got Marana, who is in Dota 2. But she's, and Lena is the sorceress from Warcraft 3 and the original Dota Defense of the Ancients, and that was my game, man. That was my jam. And so then there's Marana in Dota 2, who's really the Warcraft 3 Priestess of the Moon, or as we said back in the day on Ventrilo, Potom. I'm wondering, you know, are they pulling from somewhere else? Or me and them, we Warcraft 3 fans, a little Dota squad in here. You let me know, Nervos. I'm interested. But anyway, a little bit of an aside. The most recent benchmark shows that cryptographic algorithms running CKB VM potential slowdown is less than 10x, which is significantly shorter than slowdowns in other VMs, virtual machines. Basically, good news. Like client development over the last year, it was completed. Critical piece of CKB's blueprint uses sampling protocol based on Fly Client to avoid having to download and verify all blocks. Enable users to interact with CKB in resource-constrained environments, such as mobile devices and web browsers, instead of running a phone node like you have to do with the Neuron wallet. Open transaction, basically this allows off-chain to complete interesting and complex tasks such as multi-sig, workflow, coin join, token swap, signing a partial transaction, leaving it for others to complete, TLDR, building scalability. Comparing Nervos and Web 2 or Ethereum, they want to compare this to the land and sea. The differences in foundations create a huge barrier for developers who are new to Nervos. Therefore, their goal here from like a developer point of view with this article is to keep improving tools to lower that barrier to entry to get more developers out here doing their job more easily. More stuff, more use, more adoption, use case, users, all that, it all just kind of starts to fall in line. OmniLock and RCE used together is equivalent to an ERC 1404. That's a simple restricted token standard. The TLDR on that is basically, it allows the fund to enforce transfer restrictions, kind of like freezing tokens. I don't love it, but it probably needs to exist to deal with corporate governance, banking, and security laws in mind. So, it's development, and it's there. We'll see where it goes. Taproot on CKB. All the Bitcoin maxis cheer about Taproot, like it's so amazing, cool, and awesome. Well, guess what? CKB has the potential to become an innovation hotspot for the UTXO ecosystem, from Bitcoin basically, right? Where new ideas can be easily tested and good ideas can be cherry-picked from Bitcoin and other UTXO-based blockchains. The key takeaways for Taproot is the most significant Bitcoin upgrade in the last 4 years. Upgrade batches multiple signatures transactions together, making it easier and faster to verify transactions on Bitcoin's network. Scrambles transactions with single and multiple signatures together and makes it more difficult to identify transaction inputs on Bitcoin's blockchain. Basically, additional privacy. It's not like true privacy, but it's a little more private, right? A little more private. Taproot can help scale the number of transactions occurring on Bitcoin's network. So CKB grabbing that and deploying it is cool and interesting, at least to me. A group of Magic-based developers took the initiative to create Kawaii, JavaScript-based dApp framework for CKB with the goal of drastically lowering the dApp development barrier and making it possible to create a dApp. You see how all these things start to add up and they start to interest me and get me excited that like they know their issue and they're actively working on it on multiple fronts. CKB has 4 SDKs: Rust, Go, Java, and JavaScript, which provide basic and versatile support for developers. Godwoken is the world's first roll-up that runs on a layer 1 blockchain other than Ethereum. goal here, pursuing the concept of game plus blockchain and providing a series of developer support for it. They upgraded from version 0 to 1, and part of the upgrade was pursuing the concept of game plus blockchain and providing developer support for that. And we've used Nervos' layer 2. Specifically, we've used the leading decentralized exchange, Yokai Swap, which we completed trades, yield farming, things like that. And there's been some NFT support added to their chain. So it is cool, it is interesting, but it still is very infantile compared to other chains, especially when it comes to users and adoption. But that's, again, why I'm intrigued and why I'm interested. They close this article out with basically boasting about a decentralized and vibrant developer community, looking at their infrastructure layer, Cryptate, Magic Base, Nervina, Godwoken, Axon, and Synapse. And then moving forward, application layer, .bit, Unipass, Yokai, Hadouken, reminds me of Street Fighter, and Nervape, Joy ID, and Tempest. Basically providing feedback, helping them build this out. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I'm interested, I'm intrigued, and I'm excited. It's all right if you don't share that same excitement. I'm not trying to come off pushy or shilly about this coin. You do whatever you want to do, but as always, I put my money where my mouth is, just like you should put your finger on that subscribe button. If for nothing else, then for our CSO, our Chief Subscribe Officer, that's going to be Tails, the resident Shiba Inu and Dogecoin here at the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Again, I'm Vosk. I hope you stick around. We're chasing 1 billion subscribers. Woo, we are far away. Yeah. See you later.
Bitcoin mining is really cool, but to be honest, it's loud. The devices are expensive, and there are some pretty interesting alternatives. Like, I'm earning $60 a month in passive income after my electricity bill using this hard drive miner. It's small, barely any heat or noise, and it's profitable. Check it out with the link down below and save some money by using our coupon code VoskCoin.